The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guest do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network.
Merciful Jesus, we will Hello and good afternoon once more to everyone who is with us, our family, our devotees, our followers. We thank you so much for today's special day for at the hour of 3. Why special? Because you have been with us for the past 12 episodes of the
Mm.
first season. We could not have lasted this far, me and Georgie, if you were not there to support us in every way prayers, comments, encouragements, and even helping us looking for possible sharers and guests. So don't leave us. This afternoon, we give you a special guest once again from somewhere. Surprise pa yun, no? So, G, I'll give you the floor now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. It's Wednesday once again, our regular hour at the hour of 3 with our Lord of Mercy. So last week we had a very exciting guest, no, Ida? He is actually the man behind the 3 o'clock habit. Remember, every 3 o'clock p.m., wherever we are, whether we are in a government office or even in a mall, walking in the mall, there is this voice that we hear at 3 o'clock p.m. And so we were honored by the man who started all of this in our country. His name is Don De Castro. So he was with us last week, no, and he shared with us since 1985. So that makes him 36 years as a devotee of the Divine Mercy. It was through his commitment, his dedication, and his advocacy that the 3 o'clock prayer started. And just like any one of us, it was not planned. It just happened. Someone gave him a small stampita, small card of the Divine Mercy, and that aroused his curiosity. And then furthermore, he shared his favorite reading in the diary of Saint Faustina, which happens to be my favorite and Aida too. No, it is the diary reading 1075, which says, "If you proclaim the mercy of God, God will always take care of you like a mother." Huh? Listen, like a mother taking care of a small child. No, so that means to say, like a mother, our Lord of Mercy will always be with us, like a mother guiding us, no, like an infant from the very first step that we took until, of course, into adulthood. And also the three of his our faith in the 3 o'clock prayer is of course anchored in the reading of Saint Faustina in 1572. No, it says, "At the hour of 3 is the hour of great mercy. Therefore, immerse yourself in my passion." That was what Don was really emphasizing to all of us. If, of course, as devotees of the Divine Mercy, we need, if possible, to memorize the 3 o'clock prayer. It's a short, short prayer. And all of the devotees, whether we be apostolates or devotees, we memorize this, whether it be in English, there is a Visayan version, and I know there is a Tagalog version, and I know there is a Spanish version and all other translation. But in case you have senior citizen moments, Ida, and you forgot you expired Jesus and suddenly you had a blackout. Don't panic, don't fear. Just immerse yourself in the passion of the Lord of Mercy, and he will understand our moments of forgetfulness. So thank you very much, Don. We know that your advocacy, spiritual advocacy, had taken you places, and you're very fortunate and so blessed to have been really under the spiritual wings of Father Sopocho, no? And Father George of the Saint John uh, training. It's a Saint John Learning Institute. It's the Learning Institute by the Marian priests in Divine Mercy at Stockbridge. It was really an afternoon full of valuable wisdom, full of valuable inspiration that really, the more we know the Lord of Mercy, the more we fall in love with him, no? And every episode of ours in the at the hour of 3, there is something that makes the devotion deeper and makes the I always talk about love story. It makes it a lot passionate because the more you know the Lord, Ida, no, even me and you, there's always something new. Even if we read the diary of Saint Faustina often, somehow one or two of our guests would bring out a reading that we just took for granted, and then we
True.
go back to it, and read it again.
Yeah.
Like we don't I read again all the sharings, all his diary sharings. And so the challenge is we would like our readers also to do the same, no. I'm sure when you watch the show, you have a diary. Nahiya yung diary ko kay Don because Don's diary is really
Use.
use and a testimony
Overused.
to, yes, to the
Yes.
to the inspiration he has with the diary. So this afternoon we bring you from Manila. Where do we go, Ida?
Yeah, before anything else, G, I would do not want to leave or to go to the next segment without really thanking those angelic voices that we heard
Yes.
sang the 3 o'clock prayer instead of just memorizing it. Those were the voices of the Divine Mercy Youth
Mm.
Diocese of Bacolod. So maraming maraming salamat sa mga taga Bacolod for allowing us to use that beautiful angelic song of your youth. And before anything else, G, again, before we go to our sharer, I would like to say and thank everyone for 1,053 followers and
Oh,
1,038
thank you.
likes that we have today. It could not have been made possible if the Lord of Mercy did not want this program, if you, our friends, did not help us, and our listeners and our guests were not there. So we continue to please like, follow, and share so that
Yes.
the second season will be full of a lot of changes for us, even me. I'm surprised that I'm assigned to something else already. So, without much ado, G, I'll give it back to you now for our sharer.
Oh, I like the assignment. There will be more exciting things happening on the second episode. So this afternoon, you know, uh, our guest comes from my one of my favorite cities because my mom was from that place. Te, makadtugid kita sa Iloilo, Ilongga kita karong hapon. So we have a very important guest. She is the lay coordinator of the Divine Mercy Apostolate in Bacolod. She is a teacher, a retired teacher, just like me, at La Consolacion College. I know a lot of girls, my classmates in Manila, during my college day who comes from La Consolacion. Our guest, aside from being the lay coordinator of the Divine Mercy Philippines, Archdiocese of Bacolod, she is also the president of the Commission on Lay Associations in the Diocese of Bacolod and an affiliate of the Third Order of the Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of Consolacion. I would not say her age; she looks young for her age. So welcome to the At the Hour of Three, Sister Virginia Lopo. May
Hello, good
hapon,
afternoon.
Sister
Maayong
Virgie.
Good
hapon sa atong
afternoon.
tanan.
Te, ari
Welcome,
na
Thank
gid
you, thank
welcome.
you.
kita.
Madamo
Ay,
nga salamat. Madamo gid nga
Thank you very
salamat.
much. Madamo gid nga
This
salamat kay
is
kanami gid sang kanta
a
sang
privilege.
Divine Mercy Youth at the start. Sister Virgie, how long have you been a devotee of the Divine Mercy?
Oh, that was 2000 yet, in the start of the millennium. When I was with my mother, who was a devotee of the Apostoleship of Prayer, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Then later, a priest was assigned in our parish, Reverend Father Miguel J. Carion, Divine Mercy Marcia. That when I used to go with my mother, they also have grouped themselves and formed Divine Mercy Murcia chapter. Since that
Ah,
time, I used to be with them in praying the 3 o'clock prayer and the chaplet.
So that
And
was
also,
21 years
yes,
ago.
yeah, 21 years ago. But when I was in college, in also in La Consolacion, but Bacolod, that was the time when I met your mom, Inday Lagan.
Mm.
With a group from Mindanao, they were distributing stampitas of the Divine Mercy. I kept it in my book, and when our spiritual director started talking about the Divine Mercy, I looked for it, and then I said, so this is what Inday Ilagan means in distributing the stampita with all her members of the Divine Mercy from. I do not know that she was from Davao yet, but what I've learned is she's from Mindanao. So that stampita that I received from her, I kept it. So every time I will think about Divine Mercy as a devotion in our organization, I would always think about her because the first stampita I received was from her. So that was the inspiration. When I went to Davao, I looked for it
Mm.
when you were still in college and work. So then, that was the time that I've learned that the very first group who went to Bacolod to propagate Divine Mercy was the group of Inday. Yes, that started
Mm.
my inspiration to the devotion.
How was your journey? I'm glad my mother, no, is part of that inspiration. You started as a devotee, Sister Virgie, no? You started as a
Yes.
devotee 20 years ago. As a devotee, what made you? Because we have many devotions. We know that, Sister Virgie, right? We have many devotions. What made you uh, take the Divine Mercy as really the focal point of your devotion amidst all the other devotions?
Because I was already a devotee of the Sacred Heart of Apostleship of Prayer, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. When I have seen the heart of Jesus filled with the gushing forth rays of the red and white, whenever I will look at the image of the Sacred Heart, and when the Divine Mercy image was shown to me, there I said, oh, there is still another one. But look at the race. Look at the race. This is more different. But and when our spiritual director explained about love, that the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the very first is full of love. Then he said, it must be that love is the flower, mercy is the fruit. Looking into love, and for me, it has to have flower. It has to have proof that we really love. Then I said to myself, this is the fullness of the devotion, my devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Because if we love and we say, palangga kung ikaw, ina ang
Mm.
pagpalangga can only be put into reality if you have mercy. That's what I have learned from the devotion to the Divine Mercy. So, when I said, palangga ugit ang akon neighbor, ang akon kaimod. So, for me to prove to Jesus that I love my neighbor, I have to respond. I have to
Mm.
respond some needs within my capacity. And praying and reading the diary of Saint Faustina, that is already mercy. Is it not that it is in the Bible that be merciful as the Father? So I was thinking, how can I make myself merciful? Then I said, so this is it. And then the image, very full of inspiration from the very merciful eyes, down to the heart, gushing forth with all those two rays, and the gesture of blessing at the right, and trying to pick his garment in order that the blessings, the graces will gush forth from the heart. In our organization in the Diocese of Bacolod, we always put emphasis on the corporal and spiritual works of mercy.
Sister Virgie, before we go to the corporal and spiritual works of mercy, you said earlier,
Yes,
that's
sorry.
also my favorite. Love is the flower, mercy is the fruit. That's in the end prayer, no, of the praises of the divine mercy. Sister Virgie, can you tell our viewers? You are a teacher. You have a family. You have like children, grandchildren.
I am in the single abusive needs status. That is why
Oh, you
I
are hundred
I offered
percent.
myself. Yes, I offered
Yeah.
myself to the Lord, being a member of the Third Order of the Augustinian Sisters of Our Lady of
Oh,
Consolation.
how blessed you are because 100% of your time is with the Lord. So, Sister
Yes.
Virgie, in your journey from being a devotee to occupying, of course, now the highest position of the Divine Mercy Apostolate in the Archdiocese, were there challenges along your journey, or there were times that you said you felt that your faith was being tested by the Lord, like hardships, that you just feel like, Lord, why are you doing this to me? I'm a devotee of the Divine Mercy.
Um, Speaking about hardship, as a teacher, I'm very we are both in the same journey to have a kind of devotion like this. It was then in the year 2006 when Divine Mercy Devotion was only a kind of initiative because it was not yet recognized by the Roman Catholic Church.
Mm-mm.
It was then that when 2006, for all the devotees to have the heart for the devotion to the Divine Mercy in Rome, that we were not able to attend. Why? Because when we went to Manila, myself, our spiritual director, our late Divine Mercy Priest, Reverend Father Alfonsito Arojo, and also Sister Mila Casiano, it was then that we discovered that our visa was not approved in a certain agency. And with us was also the appointed first national director of the Divine Mercy in the Philippines. But the fact that national shrine is located, we really looked for it. It was 7 o'clock in the evening when we knew that we have no more hope. Then our companions who were also there coming from the different places in the Philippines said, oh, our national president even, or our national speaker, Father Ray San Juan, is also one of us. And it was already the the first World Apostolic Congress on Mercy would start April 2 to 5. I'm sorry, 5 to 8 because the opening is the Feast of St. Father. We said to ourselves, so what is this? You know, we went in the middle of the night to Marilao, not even knowing what Marilao, who are we, and we do not know Marilao. See, not knowing that it will take us many hours to reach Marilao. Then by the gate, we were told, we are very sorry, the church is closed. This is already out of the schedule. You may come back tomorrow. Then, hiring the taxi, we went back early morning. We were there, and we met Father Ray. Then Father Ray said, "Oh, I'm very sorry. We are of the same. 14 of us invited, and we went to the consul for Rome in Italy. Consul of Italy. We went even uh, to the bishop of Bulacan and almost high people of the church. Then our bishop during that time was our beloved Bishop Vicente M. Navarra, and he said, Fergie, don't rally there. It's not Bacolod. Huh? So don't bring your tag of being a rallyista here in Bacolod. Hindi ka na mag-rally-rally, ha? Hindi na dahil Black Bacolod. So I said, Bishop, what is this? The the Congress will start tomorrow. And he said, whatever God gives you, then receive it. Then we went back, and then that was God's way of making us closer to the first national president of the Divine Mercy. We worked together, we planned on what to do, and got in touch with the people who were, with the Filipinos who were there already in Rome. And I think Sister Emilia Sitar was there, and I don't know, she
Yes,
scheduled
yes,
you
she was
maybe
there. She
there.
was No, no, I wasn't there, but Sister Emilia was there. So
Ah,
you were
okay.
not able to go, Sister Virgie. You and
No,
the national
yes,
director was not able to go.
yes,
But
and
that's
also,
God's will, no? That's God's
yeah,
will.
we really believed it because that started our friendship with Father Ray, and we invited Father Ray. In May 19, she went to Bacolod, and he was a very good friend of our bishop, and that started the widening of the of the Divine Mercy devotees in the Diocese of Bacolod. If
So
not for
that
that,
was
we could
the
not have invited
opportunity.
the person.
Yeah.
Yes, an opportunity God has given us. That is
But
why I said,
I like Go ahead, Sister Virgie.
yes, that is why I was telling, Lord, I really believe that if we really wanted to journey with you, we have to bring with us our cross. Yes, because imagine, of course, it's not just easy to gather resources going to Rome, going to Vatican, and of course, our sisters have already supported us. What are we going to bring back to them? We cannot bring them the messages. We cannot bring them what the speakers were talking about. So then we said, oh, it's all right. We will bring to them the first national president of the Divine Mercy to talk more about the graces and the blessings we will receive in Divine Mercy. Anyway, we are of the same fortune. We were not able to participate, and we were not able to attend the first World Apostolic Congress on Mercy. Yes,
What a
sister.
wonderful,
It's,
what a wonderful sharing, Sister Virgie. You were saying, I like the spiritual attitude, no, of obedience and humility. Because if your faith could have been weak, you could have complained, right, Sister Virgie? You could have grumbled and even tell the Lord of Mercy, we're supposed to go to Rome. We're supposed to do it for you. How come you did not
yes,
allow us to go to? But you accepted it with humility and obedience. And I like what you said. When you journey with the Lord of Mercy, you must be ready to carry his cross and share. That is sharing his passion, right? And so
special,
you were saying
yes.
instead is you were saying what will we bring back to the members of the Divine Mercy who was really expecting that we'll be in Rome and that we can bring something back from Rome.
Yes.
But yeah, but you brought back
Imagine
the
it's the first
national
gathering.
director, right?
It's Imagine it's a gathering of the devotees of the whole world.
Yes,
Then
vacuum.
visiting Vatican with Pope Benedict XVI. And
Yes,
all those from the whole world, devotees of the Divine Mercy. It's really a
correct.
great experience.
Of
But then it
course.
was not given to us by God. Then we said, Lord, we understand that the mercy will be in the different form. So that
Oh,
is
I love
why
you, Sister
he
Virgie.
said,
Such, such,
okay.
such
So,
extreme obedience.
yes, sister.
And then,
That is why
Sister
I
Virgie,
really
yes. For those who are listening to us, WACOM is World Apostolic Congress of Mercy. It is one event,
yes,
just like Sister Virgie said, all the devotees all over the world, from Nigeria, from Uganda, from all
yes,
Asia, from
yes.
Ethiopia, wherever part of the world, they are all there, Sister Virgie, right? And then, the feeling of seeing the world gathered together to proclaim God's mercy is something that we all look
Yes.
forward to. Ako man, Sister Virgie, wa ipagid ko kakadto sa wakom, probably in the
Oh,
next, yes, wa gid ko, probably in the next wakom will be, did you attend? Is that you missed the
yes,
first
that was
wakom?
supposed to
There
be.
were several wakoms
Yeah,
after, right?
I
So you
have
will,
perfectly attended. Yes. I have attended the second Wacom. Wacom 2
see?
was in Poland. Yes, I really have attended it.
Wow.
Wacom 3 was in Colombia. I also have attended it. And
See?
Wacom
You're
4, of
more.
course, Philippines. Wacom
Yeah,
4 is in
supposed
the
to be Sister
Philippines.
Virgie. Yeah, yeah. That one I attended. That one I attended. The Wacom in the Philippines. I was there. But I missed the
Yes, I
one in
saw
Rome, in
you.
Poland, and
I saw
Colombia.
you.
Hmm?
Yes,
You're so blessed. You're so blessed to have been,
yes.
that's really what my spiritual desire is, to go to the Wacom. But
And I was still
the
teaching
next Wacom.
at those times. I was still teaching during those
Ah.
days.
Sister
Please, my
Virgie,
principal.
as lay
So please, my
coordinator,
principal.
as lay coordinator, Sister Virgie, you must have witnessed, no? Just like I'm a very new lay
Yes, of
coordinator,
course.
Sister
I did.
Virgie, just like January 2021. But you have been a lay coordinator for how many years already?
Lay coordinator for since 2008.
Oh,
During
wow, 2008. That's a long time.
when the Divine Mercy Philippines was formed after the resolution that was given in the first
Hmm.
PACO in Tarlac. I don't know. I'm so sorry for
Hmm.
in Batangas. Yes, with
I-
did Monsignor
In
Mar
your
Arena.
journey, it's been Monsignor Mar. Yes, I remember Monsignor
Yes,
Mar.
but
May his soul
he did
also rest in peace. No, the late Monsignor
yes,
Mar.
rest in peace. Yes,
In
we
your
really started the
journey,
DMP.
Sister Virgie, Sister
Well,
Virgie, in your journey with the Divine Mercy, can you share
here,
with me some of the blessings or graces that your members have really have received? Like, it can be a grace of healing, or what are the, like, manifestations of the Divine Mercy that you saw strengthen your members' faith to His mercy?
first of all, Negros, Bacolod. We are
Of
really
course.
very struggling people. We to study and finish. The very blessing that most of our members receive is they're being very, very attentive to all our activities, prayer meetings, and others, asking from God that their children will be successful in their studies. Yes, and it really was really given to them. Most, this agricultural area ang Negros.
Yes.
Our
Azucarera.
product is, yes, Carrera. But only very few have the haciendas. All and most of the people are the in my place. I was teaching in a certain town where most of our students were children of the Hacienda people. Some of them are
Mm.
scholars of hacienderos, and others are farmers. So whenever we go to church, you would see them very closing their eyes, asking from God their children would succeed in their studies, inspired by the mercy of God through consistent prayer and also through their sacrifices, that whenever there are problems that will come into their families during our prayer meetings, they always express it by writing it in a short of paper during our prayer meetings. Then we would offer it to God while we are praying our chaplet and sharing to one another the different, we do not only share the problems, but the different graces we receive every week because we have the weekly devotional prayer. That's why even, during the pandemic time, you really miss the monthly, we call it the monthly first Saturday monthly recollection. Because we gather together, we are 35 chapters in the Diocese of Bacolod. We gather together and then there we express our our thanksgiving to the Lord by our expression through Sinacol prayers to the Blessed Virgin Mary because it is first Saturday. Then we would have our Mass, the healing Mass with our spiritual director, and our banding. We eat, exchange our
Yes,
food,
yes.
yes, and then trying to have some testimonies for the month. We have to divide ourselves uh, who would be assigned for the month. Then there will be some sharers, and then we would exchange ideas and congratulate one another, appreciate the Lord for all the blessings that we have received, especially
You
those who cannot even afford to have their own plete. You know what plete is? Their fare. So
transportation fare.
mag-ambag-ambag po kami during our prayer meetings every week. And then whoever ang hindi maka-afford po, then we would get it from our small fund so that everybody can go and express our thanksgiving to the Lord every first Saturday, Mama Mary. I was still teaching that time, but until now we're doing it that I have already retired. I just adjust my time
So
always.
it's like a
Yes, be good with the
tradition, no?
principal. Yes, and it is being
I
looked
like the
forward by our members.
yeah,
Yes,
because it's built our
yes,
apostolate is really built on faith, on love,
yes,
and on sisterhood and friendship.
yes.
Sister Virgie, I know Bacolod, you have Hadashinderos, and then you have of course you have the workers, etc. How do you see the Hacienderos responding to the proclamation of God's mercy? How do you have like an incident where you went to a haciendero and said told him about the 3 o'clock prayer about God's mercy? How did they respond to it? Is it something that they look at with faith? I know the hacienderos there are quite very religious too.
This is a blessing. This is the mercy of God. Because every time we have our first Saturday Monthly Recollection that we gather together in less than 500, 600, rich and poor, we come together, sharing our hands together, sharing our food, sharing all our blessings. Some would bring their bananas, others would bring their fruits, and then we share together. Nobody could say, I am rich, I cannot eat that. No. Nobody could say, oh, I'm so poor, so I have nothing to give. Because that is always what is being emphasized to us, director, that no one is so rich that he has nothing to receive, and no one is so poor that he has nothing to give.
Oh,
So,
I like that.
with that,
No one is
we
so
also
again,
inspired.
Sister
Yes,
Virgie,
inspired.
Sister Virgie,
Coming.
Sister Virgie.
Yes,
Again, I like that. No one is too rich that he has nothing to receive, and no one is too poor that he has nothing to give.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. It's really in the divine mercy, Sister Virgie, there is no divide, right? There's no divide. Everyone in the eyes of our Lord of mercy is really rich.
Yes. That's,
It's really,
yes.
everyone is rich in mercy and love. There
Yes.
is
And love.
no poor one in mercy and in love.
And the Lord is so rich in the graces, in faith and in love. His mercy is so is gushing forth. His mercy is without limitless mercy
Correct.
because of our limitless love and our limitless faith. Trust. When we say, Jesus, I trust in you. Trust with all your heart. Trust without looking back. Trust because He will give it according to the will of the Father. We can say that
You
it is
are
the will of the Father because even if we did not receive the material ones, our heart is full of happiness that we're able to share. That is why I'm really inspired that every first Saturday, we cannot understand that as if life is lacking if we cannot come together as one big family, share with each other all the blessings that God has given for the month, and plan out again, share with one another what we can do in order that we can expand. Yes, having a big family is really very, very, very thankful from God. Imagine during typhoon, during whatever will come, we would have our text brigade praying
mm,
the prayers, praying the chaplet. All together would say, at 6 o'clock, all together, let us kneel down. We have to light the candles in front of the Divine Mercy. We ask Him that typhoon will not come. Would you believe? Yes, wala typhoon. Dapat sa amon to
oh,
gani ang
wow.
Yolanda. Did you remember?
Wow.
Sa amon
Yes.
to, bisan sa, dito makita mo eh, ano siya, nag-rotate.
We are supposed to be in the
All
typhoon path,
together
no?
in
And
the
then
days
it
of
went
Bacolod.
around.
Whole Western Visayas, Rohasan, all those. We have our praying of the chaplet, 3 o'clock in the morning, not only in the afternoon to make it a very, very
Wow.
sacrifice. 3 o'clock, 6, 9, until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, all together. We always watch the time that all together we will be at our altar, lighting candles, asking for the mercy of God. And it really
And God
happened.
never failed you, no, Sister Virgie, because
Yes,
remember He
never
said,
failed.
at the hour of three.
Yes, at the hour of three. If you commune with me when I died on the cross for your sake,
Mm,
you sinners, you always have my mercy. So, wala kadlok, no? You will never
correct.
be afraid. That is why, if you are with the
That's
divine
true.
mercy, when you have the devotion to the divine mercy, yes, we are human. We commit sin, but God is always giving us the sorry, Lord. Then we would say sorry and pray. Then we could feel that we are being forgiven by God. Now, when we go out, we also have to forgive others. Order for you to be
Correct.
forgiven, also forgive others. Di ba? Kung gusto mo na iyang patawaron ka, patawaran naman ng iba. Hindi ka lang pirmi, yung ikaw lang yung pirmi, mga ngayon patawad sa Diyos. Ang iba di mo pagpatawaron at you will not forgive others, then where is the mercy of God? So making the mercy of God in reality is through others, especially those whom He really went down, the sinners like us. He came not for the good ones, but for the sinners. That is always what we are emphasizing whenever we preach the devotion to the divine mercy, because His mercy. His mercy.
And
Because He
also,
is mercy and we
Sister
believe in Him.
Virgie,
Yes.
you were talking earlier, Sister Virgie, about the works of mercy. Forgiving others is one of the most important works of mercy, right? If God can
Yes.
forgive us, why can't we forgive others? What other works of mercy do you do in Bacolod? We have corporal, we have spiritual works of mercy. What have you seen your members do a lot?
First of all, the the very clear our outreach. We have outreach, the one doing all the, we divide ourselves into three. The ones who are doing
Mm,
the priestly mission,
mm,
the ones who are doing
prophetic.
service, the kingly mission, and those who
Mm,
are doing the threefold mission. In our kingly mission, we do not only go to distribute food, but we go in order to for the people to know why we are there. First, we do not immediately distribute the food. We first some virtues of Saint Faustina and how Saint Faustina has made gospel will come into reality here on earth. The very mission is getting in touch with the prison ministry. We every time that it's the feast of the divine mercy, we have our corporal works of mercy. We go to the different prison cells. We bring
mm,
stampitas, rosaries, and we give them the mercy words, telling them that the Lord will not forget any one of us. Even if we have committed sin, He will always forgive us if we know to ask His forgiveness. Ask and you shall receive. And when you have received, you also have to be giving.
mm,
Receive ka na, manghatag ka man. How do you do this? By your complete trust. Trust in the Lord. Do not always do not always think that, oh, I will forgive him. How sure am I that he will also forgive me? Don't think of that. Just forgive. And the Lord will be the one to give it back to you. Forgive and you will be forgiven. That's always what we emphasize. So for the attachment to the prison ministry, I have mission. I go to the BGMP. For us, we call it BGMP sa mga prison.
same here.
Yes. I was, my heart was really filled with, and I was so, I do not know. I cannot tell myself to be a successful teacher. When I went into the it's big already, it's a big prison, because it's already provincial jail. Would you believe I was met by my students, male and female, priest, uh, drugs, others. So I did not enter immediately. So I went back and said, oh, nakakahiya. Religion teacher pa naman ako. Sabi ko, oh, what is this? What is this? My students, but you know what they did? They hugged me, Miss. Thank you. Miss na, may ari ka di. Miss, your alibis. No, I was planted only, Miss. Because I am not indulged in drug, Miss. So I said, okay, okay, okay. You know, yung, yung hiya ko, nag-turn into pity.
Mercy.
So I really pity. It's all right, it's all right. Then I have internalized in myself and all our members to practice mercy and to be working in the divine mercy as a group. You really have to go down, commune with the sinners. So that's really my great experience, to be with prisoners, to be with those who always deny that they have sinned. And I'm so happy. The gift of God to me was when I went back to my town, because I was already back to my town. When I went down from the jeepney, the very person who met me was my student from the prison. Then he said, Miss, I have gone out. Miss, okay na. Okay na ako. I am pardoned. Sabi ko, why? Miss, so stampede out the divine mercy. I always pray this,
Wow.
Miss. Yes, they believed in me. So I'm here outside. So what are you doing? He pointed to me. I am queue. Then I am working here, there, then. So when we had our first Saturday monthly recollection in our town, I invited her. She's a woman, indulged in drugs, really pusher and user. So I told her, do you think you can talk to our devotees? Can you share experience? Yes, miss, yes, miss. And now she's already not living with the same sex na partner. She's already trying to convince the family that just ask for mercy and God is merciful. He will always forgive us. So that's really my
Wow.
inspiration that until now,
You can,
I really believe in the mercy of God. He is really very, very full.
and
Very,
you have
very,
seen
Yeah,
it,
very,
no?
Sister
yes.
Virgin, no? You have been
Yes.
so full of stories na habang nagkikwento ka, namimiss ko si Tita Inday, no? Kasi basically, yung journey ninyo, Ilongga ka pa, Ilongga si Tita Inday. Georgie knows that I was with
Pareho.
Tita Inday
Mm.
most of the time at that time, no? So parang namimiss ko tuloy si Tita Inday sa baka istorya niyo. Pero bago tayo magmimisa ng Tita Inday at mag-istorya kay Tita Inday, I would like to say time check. At the hour of 3, it's 3:49. And since we are going to enter already into our second season next week, we would like to bring forth a video given by Georgie Laganbian. Mark?
Oo.
Do you like love stories? Do you always want to listen to stories of passionate love? Then if you are, join us on our second season of the At the Hour of 3 every Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. I am Georgie Ilagan Bian, together with my friend Aida Manasan. We'll bring you not only all over the Philippines, but as well as all over the world. We will bring you guests and devotees who will share with you their love story, how their love story had started, how it had developed, and how it had grown to become so passionate with the Lord of mercy that every minute and every second of their life is devoted to the proclamation of the mercy of God. For the second season, we'll be bringing you more exciting episodes. We'll have the Divine Mercy in the news. We'll be bringing you news from different parishes of the different archdioceses and news or information about how you are going to develop your devotion and your own love story to our Lord of Mercy. So I'm inviting you once again, together with my friend Aida Manasan, every Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. The hour of great mercy, the hour of great love. Spend it with us. Become our friend, not only our friend, as well as our sister and brother in the proclamation of God's merciful love. See you every Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. at the hour of 3.
So you see,
So,
We are going to have a love story for the second episode. Challenge ito sa mga sharer. But it's going to be an exciting one. We're looking forward next week. We're going to go abroad. We will start going abroad next week. So we have beautiful sharers coming in. I've never had too many chat partners na mga obispo hanggang ngayon sa the Hour of Mercy. So I'm giving you the tip. We have beautiful sharers in line for you on the season 2. And Mark, I'm sure si Sister Virgie have some fans or sharers or comments from Bacolod. Can you flash it so that we can read it for Sister Virgie? Kate Paliorina, good afternoon, watching from Divine Mercy Philippines, Diocese of Bacolod. Keep safe, everyone. Kasama mo ito, Sister Virgie, no? And another one, Eileen Domancas. Good afternoon, watching from Divine Mercy Silay Chapter, Negros Occidental. Okay, another one, Gregoria Castino, first walk PACOM in Lipa, Batangas, April 2010. I was blessed to have attended. Thank you, Divine Mercy, for that grace. You are so all blessed, no? Kasi I've never attended one. Hopefully now. Catherine Ferrando Zamora, wow, excited about all these love stories. In the future of your season 2, indeed, Catherine, challenge yan. Meron kaming gagawing, meron kaming gagawing contest siguro dyan or something, no? G, before we go back to Sister Virgin, no, maybe you can give a small glimpse of what they're going to expect on season 2.
On season 2, it will be another exciting season. We'll do it differently so that we'll have you really have this love story with our Lord of Mercy. You know, everything starts with love. It's getting acquainted, knowing the Lord of Mercy. Then as you journey the path, knowing Him more and more every minute of the day, Him touching your life every minute of the day, the ordinary love story, the spark, no, becomes brighter, becomes so passionate until the time that it's like every second you cannot live without the Lord of Mercy. And as what Sister Ida said, we will launch among our listeners, no? We will launch like a competition or a contest, diba? My love story with a divine mercy. And we will think of what prize to give, diba, Ida? Something very nice, no? Because, of course, over and above the prize, what is important is every time we proclaim our love to the Lord of Mercy, we proclaim His mercy, even without knowing it, because it's one way of also inspiring other souls, converting more souls to His mercy. Even simple stories, I don't mind it. Because some people might just say, oh, my story is just so simple, it does not make sense. But sometimes it's the simplest story in your life that makes sense to everybody, probably not to you. So in our second season, we would like to encourage each and every one of you to do participate. And every week we have, you'll be surprised, we have a very nice in Divine Mercy, the news. Oh, our anchor is Ida. She has a new role now.
Yan ang sinasabi.
We will bring information from the different parishes like Bacolod, Davao, Cavite perhaps, even Cagayan, as far as Maasin, all our sisters in the Archdiocese. If there information you would like us to share, you would like the whole Archdiocesan in the country to know, please do send it to us, because this program at the Hour of Three is not only sharing, but we would like to bring the whole community of the Divine Mercy Archdiocese into one. We are actually into one. But it is nice to be connected, no? And the best way to be connected now is, of course, through virtually, through Facebook. It's so easy. And we want each and every one of the Archdiocese to send us information about their activities so that it can also serve as inspiration. Like, wow, Bacolod is doing that. Davao might be inspired in doing this, and Davao is doing a 24-hour chaplet, and our sisters from Gumaka, Sister Lilibeth, no, might want of doing the same. So these are the exciting news that we will bring to you, and we will have guests. We will have guests from different parts of the country and different parts of the world also, just to show you that the Divine Mercy is really everywhere. I was even surprised. It is in Uganda and Nigeria and in other cities that we thought the Divine Mercy would not be there, but he is there. He is there in every corner of the globe. And we'll try to bring each one of them in this at the hour of three. So we're back to Sister Virgie.
Yes, we only have a few minutes, Sister Virgie. Alam kong hindi talaga kasya ang isang oras pag mag-istorya na mga
Of
devotees ng Divine
course.
Mercy, no? Pero since we are so limited with time, maybe you can share to us, Sister Virgie, some words of wisdom for all the devotees of the Divine Mercy. And your parting words also.
So, yes. First of all, I would like to greet a very pleasant afternoon to our beloved Father Prost Tenorio. Father, good afternoon. Voice from Bacolod. Sister Tita Bauca. Also, thank you and see you again another Friday for the National Lay Coordinators Group and for all the devotees of the whole family. All I can say is listen to the divine mercy for others to say that it's the last, it's the first and the last, and it will never end from womb to tomb. Because the mercy of God is really from the beginning and it will never have an end. And we just don't know it's already divine mercy. We don't know that's already mercy, but the heart is so inspired. But because the heart is already filled with love, the fruit comes out, and that's mercy. So I would really inspire everyone that we may not be really registered devotee of the Divine Mercy, but just to try to close your eyes, look at his eyes of the risen Christ, and you would realize that all the things that you are doing is already from the mercy of God, and you are trying to bring them down to the least. So we say it's pandemic time. We say that we are towards the what we call as the end times, but in divine mercy there's no end. He's so hopeful. He's giving our heart the hope that when we trust in Him, in the signature that He really wanted Saint Faustina to print, that every time we see His image with that signature, the heart is filled with trust. The heart is filled with faith, and that faith turns to love and mercy. So, my dear brothers and sisters, in the name of Jesus, the Divine Mercy, pandemic cannot be something to be afraid of. But pandemic is a reminder that at any time He is just there. He is just there. His mercy is just there. Knock, tell it to Him, and He will always give it to us.
I think the frozen
I
si
think,
Sister
yeah, the
Virgie.
See you
frozen, yes.
every Wednesday.
At the hour of 3. So I
Yeah,
think
I
she's
think.
having some connections. Sister Virgie, from the at the hour of 3, I'd like to thank you for all those beautiful messages. I told you, you reminded me so much of Tita Inday. Much as we wanted to extend, but I think it's already 4:01. So maybe some final words from Georgie.
Salamat, Gid. Sister Virgie, thank you very much for guesting in our At the Hour of Three and for sharing with us the activities of the Divine Mercy Archdiocese in Bacolod. And to all our listeners, please continue on praying the 3 o'clock prayer. It's really a very powerful prayer, especially now that we are calling or we are asking for the protection of our families, our city, our country, as well as the whole world. So remember the 3 o'clock prayer every day. Thank you very much and see you again next Wednesday at the Hour of Three.
Remember, second season, we have surprises. So please
Yes.
bring your friends, bring your family, and watch the love story on season 2. Bye for now. God bless everyone.
God bless everyone.
Yeah.
The preceding was a paid program. The views and opinions expressed do not reflect those of Talk Live channel.